Hello everyone, welcome back to more AEW on TEW 2020. We are here the third week of January for our show of Collision. Start off with Ricky Starks and Big Bill defending their tag team titles as Ricky Starks pins Chuck Taylor with the spear. After the match, Ricky Starks is taunting Orange Cassidy, who is on the outside, but the lights go, and go figure, when the lights go off, it's the House of Black coming in. Seems as that everyone else has caught on to what's going on and has gotten out of the ring. Buddy and Brody are staring down Big Bill and Ricky Starks, who are on one side of the ring, while Malachi Black is looking at the best friends, and specifically Orange Cassidy with his international title. Malachi challenges Orange to an international title match, which Orange, he gives the thumbs up to, and, he's holding the thumbs up, he's kind of, slowly giving glances over to Chuck and Trent, and he turns the thumb down, Batista style. Not as no, probably not as emphatically, even though that wasn't necessarily a particularly energetic thumbs down from Batista, but kind of just gives Malachi a almost annoyed look more than anything. Just alright, that's how we're gonna play this. Let's go again. House of Black is gone, and you just have them. The two people who were just in the match. They're on opposite sides of the ring. They're just both sides are confused. Commentary's confused. There's a lot of confusion going on. Out of this, LFI is seen in a lavish lounge with Roosh on a long, comfy couch. Not necessarily. I love it. I'm almost thinking like a therapist couch. Honestly, I'm kind of imagining in my mind, when you think of, the Roman Emperor couch, he's not actually being fed grapes, but it's kind of something similar to that. He's got the hand on the head, he's looking at the camera. He says that La Facción is the group that will own AEW, and, there's all these other groups that are saying the same thing, but Roosh knows that the first step to getting this, he knows that it's slow and steady wins the race. He's going to go for the TNT, International, Continental, whatever it is. Jalisco and Dagger, they're going to go for the tag titles. Hiromu, Vance, they're going to help out wherever they're needed. And it's a team effort from LFI. They're not going to overstep their boundaries. They know what they're going after, and they're going to eliminate the expansion that other groups have. They're going to make sure that they are the ones at the top of the hierarchy. Groups as a whole say that Jalisco and Daga are going to get themselves ready for taking on Big Bill and Ricky Starks. Another group, once again challenging for Big Bill and Ricky Starks. You have the House of Black that are interested right now, and now you've added in Jalisco and Daga to that group. Mogul Embassy then defeat the Elite when Swerve pins Coda following the Swerve stomp. Swerve with a 79, tied for the highest rating in the match to Leona. The lowest rating, I believe he is the least popular. Coda is in a funk. He's declining as an experience and to see. Yeah. Tag experience, really? There's trios tag experience? Huh. I did not know that. Huh. And also, okay, they all have good chemistry with Prince now. Alright. Swerve has a devilish look on his face as he stands over, settled a bit subdued. I'm recording late at night, so I don't want to be too loud, but he has a devilish look on his face as he stands over the Elite with the Gates of Agony and Brian Cage beating down the Elite afterwards. And Swerve, he gets a mic, he heads on the top rope. There's this visual that I really like. I don't know how often it's ever really been done, where you have someone sitting on the top, they're sitting on the top rope, they have their feet on the middle rope, mic in their hand, and they're just talking. They're promoting from seated on the top rope. Swerve's talking. Gates of Agony and Brian Cage, they're beating down any security that would come in. Prince Nana might be getting involved. I don't know how physical Prince Nana gets, but he might just be hyping up the guys from behind them. Middle of the ring, you have the three guys, probably Prince Nana behind them, Swerve on turnbuckle beside. Does EVPs, Kota Ibushi, Adam Page, Kenny Omega? Well, it's about time your days ticked over to the end. See, Mogul Embassy, we're above these basic aspirations. I know that I'm worth the world title. I know that the Gates of Agony could get those tag titles easily from Big Bill Ricky Starks. I know that Brian Cage could go for TNT, the International, the Continental, the ROH World. Anything out there Brian Cage is capable of. And hell, we're already ROH Trios champions. We already have gold around our waists. But me? I know there's more at stake. I know that we can go with more than just this world title. That there's more than just titles that matter in pro wrestling. What matters is the influence. What matters is being that one, being the guy out there. And you know what? Again, like I said, I'm above all of this champion bullshit. I'm above all this champion nonsense. I'm above everything, all those base desires that everyone else has. I'm above that. I'm taking on the administration. That's where I'm at. Taking on Tony Khan. I don't care about him. Tony Khan, I'll fight him any day of the week. Christopher Daniels, old man, head of talent relations. I don't care. I'm going on after that. Anyone else in the back there? I know that I'm more than capable of taking them out. I know that I am someone who supersedes them, who's better than them, who's really out there, able to take everything on. Tony Khan, anyone back there? There's something that you need to know. That it's not your house anymore. Because it's whose house? And as the crowd responds with the Swerve's house, tosses, like, he maybe thinking, okay, so he probably, like, he holds the mic up in the air, I'm thinking. He'll hold the mic up in the air, make sure that it gets caught on the mic before he just kind of lazily, maybe he just drops it. It's either he drops it or, like, underhand tosses it. He jumps off the top rope, rolls out, walks out, the embassy follow him, and, you know, imagining you have the elite, they're laid out, probably, like, 5 to 10 security guard, like generic security guards, just local talents. It would be local talents development guys, stuff like that. People who would be in training right now but haven't debuted yet. You know, get people like that getting involved as the security members, and you know, you have this visual of it's very dominant. I'm not really the biggest fan of Brian Cage. I don't really know too much about the Gates of Agony, but I know that they're at least, well, Brian Cage looks big, but he's not actually that tall. But like they're all big guys. They all have this presence, this menacing presence to them. So book them as these really strong brutes, these really strong muscle guys. While you have Swerve, kind of the mastermind of everything. Swerve's in charge of taking care of all of that. So you have these three get a dominant performance. You have these three look incredibly strong by taking out just this horde of people. They're outnumbered, they're outnumbered 4-1, and they still come out on top. So it makes Swerve look cool for being able to have these guys for him. You have those three look cool by being big. I don't know. I sometimes like to visualize these things. I don't mark it down in the promos just because I don't have enough space to write everything down, but I got visions in my mind, man. Speaking of debuting people, we have Billy Starks. She's pacing around the superintendent's office, and she is clearly worried. Keith Lee is sitting in his chair, asking for Billy to please, calm yourself. Billy, she snaps back, how can you be so calm? We shouldn't be so calm, because we're worried about Andretti. And Keith, he's still calm, he's still relaxed, he's leaning back. He has results from the medical team. Andretti is going to be out of action for more than a year with a herniated spinal disc. Billy's like, what? Out for a year? We're not going to be able to recover from this. And Keith cuts her off. But not all is lost, Billy. It's truly unfortunate that we have missed out on our good friend Action, but there are more people here at the Institute of Limitless Knowledge. He calls out to the door at the office, where he's a 6'6" debutante, huge guy. Yes, we got here, and Keith introduced him as Xander Lyons, another top student of the ILK. I'm just going to shorten it to the ILK most of the time. Of course, every time he's saying the Institute of Limitless Knowledge. And on Dynamite next week, Keith will accompany Xander to his debut match, and Billy Starks to her match, which Billy is excited, but Xander, he's a lot more reserved. He's He's calm. It's like, all right, sure. Um, I will. I'll try to remember to put Xander's stats on screen. He is a Monster Factory graduate. Dude has insane stats. 6 foot. I think he's like 6'6", 306 or something like that. Huge dude. And again, that's just with the basic bio, which I'm fine with. I'm more than fine with fudging the numbers a little bit to make things better, but the basic bio says that he's 6'6", 300 some. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. Dandelion's a huge guy out there. He has like 79 psych, although taking a penalty is a bit of a shame. 79 psych, he's got really good athleticism. Of course, he still has to work on the wrestling stuff. I have made a performance center. I think I'm gonna do like a month recap at the beginning of the first episode of February. It's like, all right, here's all the rampages. Then just for this one would be like, all right, we also have a performance center now. So yeah. After this, Mayu Iwatani defeats Masha Slamovich with a Dragon Suplex, making defense number 5 of the IWGP Women's title. Pretend that there was some build-up on TNA, and it all works out. Mayu with a 73 despite having no pop. Fantastic. Yeah. As Mayu was celebrating her win, she is jumped by Killer Kelly, and commentary explains that Killer Kelly is Masha Slamovich's fellow tag champ in TNA. Killer Kelly, she's beating down Mayu, beating her to hell with a kendo stick. And as Killer Kelly is beating down Mayu, Mercedes Monet's music hits, and the quartet walk out. She says that she wants to be the one to take down Mayu. She and Mayu have had their issues in the past, and Mercedes isn't someone that forgets easily. But she's not going to turn down someone else doing her job for her. She's more than willing to have someone like that. So Julia, Utami, Suzuki, they're all heading to the ring. They also want to participate in the beatdown of Mayu, but it's a poor decision as Hikaru Shida rushes out with Miyu Yamashita and Mei Saruga. They, a safe bump to Mercedes. They take her, because, she still is recovering from the broken ankle. They safely bump her and take her crutches, and then Miyu and Mei, they have the crutches. Hikaru Shida has her kendo stick. They're beating down Julia, they're beating down the Stardom girls. And, Killer Kelly, she's, when she sees that there's someone else with the kendo stick, it's like, oh, okay, we got another person out here. You got another wise person out here, another woman of culture, so to speak. As security eventually, they come out, they sort everything out. Killer Kelly, she stopped the beatdown by the time that Shida, Mei, and Miyu have begun fighting with Suzu, Julia, and Utami. So, no worries there. After this, Renee Paquette is backstage interviewing Ricky Starks and Big Bill about the many challenges coming for the tag titles. And Ricky says, we've already defended against the best friends. We've beaten FTR for the belts. We've beaten the BCC. We defended in a 4-way ladder match. We know that we're the strongest team out there, and we're more than willing to prove to the rest of the world that we're not just two single guys put together winning the belt. We're going to take on everyone coming after us. I mean, that's a pretty basic thing there. Honestly, I'm surprised that Big Bill got a nice thing for script. I've always liked Big Cass as a promo. I don't think he was as good of a promo as Enzo, but he was good enough to keep up, I think. And again, I think it's a similar thing here. I've always liked Big Cass, Big Bill. Pretty basic trios match as Adam Copeland, Jimmy Shane, and Vikingo defeat Dalton Castle and the boys. Jimmy Shane submits Brandon. Jimmy the weak link, but don't worry, he's a work in progress. We're fine. Jimmy's gonna be fine. Christian Cage gets off of commentary. He's disgusted by Copeland winning. Yeah, Christian was on commentary, by the way. He takes the mic with him and says, "Well, seems like you're more than capable of winning with your little whelps out there, Adam. But here's something that you need to know. It's gonna take more than these little losers clinging to your fame, clinging to everything that you used to have coming on for you. Meanwhile, I have my son, the progeny of the patriarchy, Nick Wayne. I have my strongman kill switch. I have everything ready up for you. So, before we get to our inevitable rematch for the TNT title, let's have a match between our little hangers-on. Next week on Collision, Killswitch, Nick Wayne versus Jimbo Sean and El Jabroni Del Taco. I probably could have come up with better insult names, but whatever. I'm kind of happy with El Jabroni Del Taco, but that seems more like a rock thing than a Christian thing. But whatever. It's fine either way. BCG are backstage, kind of like in a locker room or some such, and Jay White's trying to hype everyone up. Says that he already knows that Adam Page is going to be someone that's a thorn in their side, but there's a few things going in their favor. First, Hangman's a coward. He's not going to fight them face to face. And second, that he's too honorable to hit Diamante, their ace in the chamber. Jay says that it might be in their interest to possibly work with Swerve, take down the Elite full time. So this is mainly, and like obviously Austin, Cole, and Chris, Ace, and Juice they're all still selling the fact that they were hogtied on Dynamite. I think it was Dynamite? Yeah, I can't remember if it was Dynamite or the last Collision. I believe it was Dynamite. They're all selling that Diamante. She's not along. She's getting with it, while Jay is hyping up the boys and saying that they shouldn't worry about Adam Page. Which, who knows? Maybe they're in the right. After this pretty simple match, Anna Jay defeats Serena Deeb. Okay, so it's not actually boosting the storyline just with a Go-Go being there at ringside. Okay. This is a very simple thing. Anna Jay gets a win over Serena Deeb. She's accompanied by Anthony Ogogo. She's still a bit confused, but seemingly more accepting of Ogogo being there. We'll find out more about this pairing later on. After this, Adam Cole is seen in another 69 rated segment, okay. Adam Cole's seen in Roddy's house, and he's looking at the camera, talking to the camera. It says, things are heating up all over AEW, aren't they? We have so many challenges for so many titles, and, I mean, Samoa Joe is almost ready to finish off the BCC. Sorry, I don't have any faith in Wheeler Yuta or Bryan Danielson. It's time for it's really time for the Undisputed Kingdom to begin striking. Roddy's challenging the ROH World title soon enough, and it's almost time for us to strike fully. So, while all these groups are fighting hard right now, jostling between each other for who gets to fight when, the Undisputed Kingdom, we're biding our time to really take over. Everyone better be ready for us, because the United Kingdom is ready to rule for real. This is a pretty simple thing. Again, you have a lot of factions going on. I am a big fan of factions. It's a very easy way to get groups over, or to get groups of people over. Just stick them in a faction. I'm realizing that is something that having an absurd amount of titles does help with. I actually didn't realize that we have like 4 or 5 mid-card titles, which I'm more than happy with. But still. The main event is a 3-minute match with Samoa Joe squashing Wheeler Yuta. Yeah. Both heels? Really? Alright. Oh, regardless. Joe seems almost offended by how quick the winning was, and he rolls out of the ring and heads up the ramp. BCC get in the ring, and Bryan, he's pissed. He's yelling, he's screaming at Yuta's face, and Yuta, he got knocked out. He's unconscious. He's slowly blinking back up, and right away, Bryan, like, I'm thinking he's almost like kneeling down. Yuta's sat up like against the ropes, and then chopped to his chest, and Claudio's like, whoa, what the hell, Bryan, what the hell? And Bryan, he yells at Claudio, keeps chopping, and Mox lets this go on for a while. I just have this as 6 minutes. Like, the length of the segments don't take as gospel. I usually just do that because convenience. I don't really think about the angle times in there, but whatever. Because it's considered like commercials getting involved in some of the times, whatever. But eventually, Danielson is going too intense, and it even puts Mox off, and it's like, okay, Bryan, let's stop. And then both Claudio and Mox drag Bryan off. Joe ends with Yuta. His chest is red, his chest is bloodied, and he's looking disappointed in himself, while Bryan looks pissed at Yuta with the match. Joe ends on a... Really? That low of a rating? I guess because our main event kind of flopped. this is honestly a show that I was really, really happy with, but game didn't agree, so agreed. Again, I'm fine with things like this. This is a show that I like, this is a show that I'm happy with. The game didn't like it, but sometimes the game can go fuck itself. It's a bit intense, but whatever. But that does it for our episode of Collision with ASMR Slayer Mathis, and we'll head on to Dynamite. I don't know if that'll be with a high intensity me. Who knows?